Well, kia ora and welcome into Christchurch. Waitakere. It has turned on an absolute pearler of a day for the opening match in the ISPS HANDA Men's Premiership. It's a nor'west to start with, it's turned around to the east, but we'll tell you a little bit about those conditions a little bit later on. We are here at English Park, the home of football in Canterbury, and it is the Canterbury United Dragons up against Waitakere United. Of course, Canterbury United finishing on the bottom last year, and Waitakere sitting third at the end of 2019. So it promises these two teams between them played two very close encounters, and joining me in commentary today, former All-White, he is the top goal scorer for Canterbury United Dragons and just got an assistance role with the under-17s for New Zealand football. Aaron Clapham, welcome.
Oh, thank you very much, Lizzie. Glad to be here.
So, very hot conditions. I know the players are used to playing in it because I think that 2-1 loss that Canterbury United had at the hands of Waitakere last year was played in 30 degrees.
Yeah, it's a bit of a running joke here that every match day is the hottest day of the week in Christchurch, and then on that turf as well with the black beads at the bottom, you tend to get a couple of degrees hotter when you're out there too, so it'll be tough conditions for the players today.
So a good little crowd have come in on what is a long weekend here in Christchurch. Of course, Canterbury Day yesterday, and it would be fair to say there's a fair few out at the races watching the final day of New Zealand Cup Week. But look, it is a lovely day, and that is what is up for grabs in the opening round of 2020, the Men's Premiership. Today also Phoenix Reserves versus Team Wellington, Hawke's Bay up against Hamilton. That's tomorrow, Sunday, and also 4 o'clock tomorrow up in Auckland City playing host to Eastern Suburbs. Now, this is what the teams have trained for. I know that the jury's out as to whether they think they've had enough lead in time. I know both teams here have had a couple of practice matches as well. But just how that readies them for this level of football, we're about to find out.
Yeah, it's always challenging because you come off a winter season and then obviously not quite enough turnaround there to get together as a team. I know in Christchurch that there's been a good relationship with winter clubs where they've shared things around a little bit. And
23 degrees. It feels a bit hotter than that, but that easterly has just got up a wee bit. So 7k, and we know it will get a bit gusty, but I'm sure the players won't mind.
Yeah, that wind might be cooling it down a little bit because it feels a lot hotter than that in our commentary box here.
It does. Now, interesting for Canterbury United, they're the only South Island team in this Premiership.
Yeah, so no Tasman and no Southern, who have historically been in the league representing Nelson and Dunedin, and the further south than that as well with Queenstown and Invercargill. So this year, a bit of an effort to join that up. And you've got the Canterbury United Dragons representing the whole South Island.
So for the two teams, if we just quickly run through the Waitakere side, Draper, the well-performed goalkeeper, Murati, Schnell, Garriga, Gilbert, Kilcolly, Burford, Grieve, Boddicker, Khan, Crom and Lobo, and of course on the interchange bench, Munford, Duncan, Connor McLean and Van der Hoven. You've got the Canterbury lineup, Aaron?
Yeah, Canterbury United in goal was Danny Knight. At the back will be Ben Stroud, Stephen Last and Tom Schwartz. Luke Tung, Garvin Coughlin, Ahia Delaney making his debut today for Canterbury United, Seth Clark, Sean Littercoat, Corey Mitchell and Lyle Matheson, which leaves on the bench Edward Ashton as the backup goalkeeper, Sam Field, Simon Crescian, Yuya Taguchi and Jacob Richards.
All right, and I'm sure in these conditions we'll see a lot of them. Actually, I was talking to Paul Hobson, the coach of Waitakere, yesterday, and he's got such a big group of young, promising players. I think he's got 8 in that New Zealand under-20s mix. He said he wants to give them a fair go, so he will be making a lot of rotations. Does that surprise you?
No, the rotation part maybe, but it's great to see him giving young players an opportunity. In the starting lineup, you've got Andrew Crom and Nathan Lobo, who have recently been involved in the National Under-20 camp. So it's good that they're giving young players some opportunities, but they've also got some really talented senior players. I think Nick Draper over the last year or two has been one of the best goalkeepers in the league. Sam Burfoot as well, I think is a top midfielder that would make it into any team in the league and is classy on the ball, good technique. And a welcome back to Angus Kilcolly as well, a former Canterbury United player, so good to see him out there.
And for Canterbury United, they had trouble finding the back of the net, let's be honest, last season. So they've gained getting some of those southern players come in. And who takes your eye there in the acquisitions for the Red and Blacks?
That was absolutely the big challenge last year, was being able to get on the scoreboard enough. And I think Garvin Coughlin there will make a big difference. He's a proven goal scorer at National League level. And then a younger, talented attacking player comes in as well, Ahaya Delaney. And I think another one to watch out for will be Seth Clark in that attacking midfield spot, looking to create things for Garvin and Ahaya.
Now let's see how they manage both the wind and the heat and the early exchanges on the artificial here at English Park. Thanks for joining us. Aaron Clapham providing expert comments. You could still be out there, you know.
I left my boots at home today.
All right, this is a good run down the left flank and just testing out this Canterbury United defence, see how they cope with some early pressure, and they cope with it pretty well. Ben Stroud back in defence for the Red and Blacks. Yeah,
brilliant to see Ben Stroud back in town. He's been in the US and at college at Missouri State for the last 4 years, and a good Christchurch boy, comes from a real pedigree. Father played for the All Whites, Alan Stroud as well, and his mother Helen as well, a fine athlete too.
Yes, absolutely. So getting some encouragement from the punters on the sideline. And we are opposite the Steve Sumner stand, as we just about almost stand in reverence to the great man.
Yeah, brilliant to see that stand in tribute to Steve Sumner, a fantastic footballer for Canterbury and New Zealand.
And it was a good little sortie too for Canterbury just to get up the other end of the pitch. Ahaya Delaney doing the work, watch for him, number 10. And someone else to watch for in the Waitakere side, Alex Grieve, number 11. He's done very well over in the USA system and was in the top 10 assists.
Yeah, absolutely someone to look out for today and see how he goes, see how he's developed over his time in the US. Interesting talking about the lack of goal scoring the last few years and seeing Canterbury United playing with two up front. So they've got both Ahaya Delaney and Garvin Coughlin playing up top, so hopefully that helps as well.
So goal kick. Danny Knight. No. It's Nick Draper, sorry, just getting, of course, Canterbury United and the Red and Black going right to left on your screen. And Waitakere left to right in the white as that wind gets up a bit. Again, oh, that's a great move.
Oh,
Coughlin.
Great strike there from Garvin Coughlin. A nice little moment there, putting under a little pressure on the bouncing ball, and he's got that predatory instinct. I think, you know, looking back, he'll probably want to hit the target a bit from there, but he has that attitude where he just wants to go straight to goal, which is very dangerous.
So we can tell something when they go for the 50-50 ball and come out with it, like he did on that occasion. Garvin Coughlin, we've already got our eyes on him. Draper got some good length on that one. A good through ball, but it's going to be well mopped up at the back.
Mate's got a good top on him. Nah, New South Wales.
Well, that's confidence.
Yep, looking to play out the back there.
A bit of dispute as to whose throw-in it is. It is to Canterbury.
It's a passionate group on the sideline there.
So this rubberised surface, the little black beads that we see on the surface here, slow it down a bit?
At times it can. It can. The advantage you get from it is you generally get a consistent roll on the ball, but it can be a little bit slower and you can get a little bit of a bobble as the ball's rolling, but it is more consistent than a grass pitch. But I think most players, given an option, would choose a high-quality grass pitch over an artificial.
Given our weather conditions,
Yes.
we need the help. One thing we do know about both the sides is that they will be well structured. And they'll have very good individual on-the-ball skills. Crom.
I think I think what you'll get as well is a bit of consistency with both coaching staff. Have been together for a couple of years now on both sides of the ball there, so that they're not new coaches coming in this year trying to implement things over a really short pre-season. So they've had that season before with a lot of returning players on both sides.
So Lee Padmore for Canterbury United and Paul Hobson for Waitakere United. Now the early exchanges, pretty even. I've seen a couple of little forays. And interestingly, for Waitakere, using both sides of the field, so being expensive.
It's really pleasing to see Lyle Matheson out there at a left wing-back position. He's one of the best players in the mainland Premier League over the last 3 or 4 years and still only very young himself in his early 20s, so it's great to see him stepping up to National League level.
Oh, this is good work from Stroud as he came on to the ball, stepped up onto the Waitakere attacker, and they've controlled it down the back, looking very comfortable, very composed. And Knight gets a good boot away. Just happy to bat it around the back. Search for an opener to get a little bit of a combination moving. Oh, that's wonderful. But the finish. So clever, isn't it? Here's Ben Stroud again, getting the pass away, finding his man. And he'll be involved again. Not the biggest of players, is he, Seth Clark?
No, he's not. No, he's short, he's sharp, he's agile, he's comfortable on the ball. You know, the next step for Seth, he's such a great player on the ball. He just needs to add a few assists and goals to his game as a young player, you know, hoping that comes with a bit of time.
Big Tom Schwartz trying to bust his way through for Canterbury.
Tom's been a stalwart for Canterbury United over the last 4 or 5 years, which has been great to see. And partner Rose is not far off baby number 1 for Tom, so hopefully she can hold on for 90 minutes.
Yeah, exciting times. Yeah, I think he's played over 150 games, hasn't he, for the
yeah, that's
United
correct.
side? Yeah, massive. Here he is. Whoa. Stephen Last exits the ball high. Very much enjoying the commentary that's coming from the sideline.
Maybe we could just mic them up instead of us, Leslie.
So.
Yeah, you get a passionate crowd down in Christchurch.
This is a chance now just to get a little bit of possession, get into a nice attacking position, so it'll be throw-in to Canterbury.
Lyle Matheson as well, he might not look it, but he's actually got quite the long throw on him, which we might see come into effect here with a couple of the big boys heading forward. You've got Tom Schwartz and Stephen Last and Ben Stroud as well. We've already seen a bit of the physicality from Ben Stroud in there.
Oh, just about a touch then, in for a second go, and in the end, well executed out of defence. Your ball that cannons into the scaffolding. Now, there's not much really at this stage between the two sides. We all know it's going to be who's going to take the chances when they get the opportunity.
So you can see a bit of the quality from Sam Burfield on the ball with Angus Kilcolly charging down the right-hand side. Now, can he deliver a ball in? Well dealt with by Luke Tongue.
Yeah, well, Canterbury look as though they've set their defence very well, very structured and very composed, but a chance here now for a shot at goal, and well snuffed out.
It's a bit optimistic there from Burfoot, quite a long way out with the wind as well, and he wasn't quite set for it.
Early chance, you want to check and see just whether the goalkeeper's in good mental fettle.
Yeah, it can be difficult as well with that ball bouncing in front of the keeper like that. But Danny Knight looked quite comfortable there. So first 10 minutes gone. Hopefully the game settles down a little bit now. We can see a bit more of the ball moving.
Yeah, well, the marking's been pretty sure so far, hasn't it, from both teams? So not a lot of chances to really get string any passes together. They'll retrieve the ball from over the fence. St Albans School in the background.
You look at Canterbury United and you think they're going to be a threat at set pieces, don't you? There's a few big boys in there. The back three, obviously quite big athletic guys, but you've also got Ohio Delaney and Garvin Coughlin, and then some great left foot delivery from Lyle Matheson as well.
Well, let's see what they can do with this one. It was a little flash on a little head, but in the end it'll be a goal kick. Now, I know with Ben Stroud and the work that he did with his game over at Missouri, he was very handy at corner time, coming up and especially critical goals for them as well. Yeah,
he's a real threat at set piece time with that athleticism that he brings to the table. He's a fantastic athlete.
Oh, it's still in play. Whoa, that's a big push. Wow, that was a big nudge.
Yeah.
And Garvin Coughlin hit the deck.
Yeah, fantastic work rate there from Garvin Coughlin. Andrew Crome trying to shield the ball and show it out to the sideline there. And Garvin's worked really hard to press and win that ball back, and probably played for the foul a little bit there. But, up against a young player who might have been a bit naive there, and Garv's drawn a foul and gone down, and, obviously, causing a set piece where I think we've already shown that Canterbury United can be a real threat today.
Well, Matheson now waits for his men to get where they're meant to be, and that left boot, and it's goalwards but over the top. Good contest.
Ben Stroud getting on the end of that.
Player down. So just looking to get a bit of hydration maybe. I hope we're all good.
Number 19, Shahib Khan there, looks like he's going to be fine.
Yeah, well, a few players wiping perspiration in the opening stages. It is warm. Our graphic showed it was 23. We think it's hotter than that. And it's certainly been some early exchanges, some pretty close contact, as well as some fast pace.
Another good press from the front from Garvin Coughlin, putting the defence under a lot of pressure there, which is good to see.
Not scared to switch it either.
No.
Second year, I think Paul Hobson's had the Waitakere side. We talked about that consistency in philosophies. You've got a team where you've got a couple of years to really hone it in, how you want them to play, develop the young players.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he certainly warrants the time that he's been given. They performed very well last year, and at the start of pre-season last year, they probably weren't one of the favourites, but managed to get themselves in third position come the end of the season. So I think they probably exceeded all expectations last year.
All right, a good kick downfield again. I've had a couple of, you'd almost call them not right on to the money in terms of getting good strikes on goal, but at least they're looking for the opportunity, Waitakere.
Yep, a
testing
couple of
out.
half chances and a couple of strikes from long range.
Yep.
I'd say at this stage, 15 minutes in, I don't think there's probably been either side have broken the other team down and managed to create a good scoring opportunity. A little bit cagey the first 15 minutes. Hopefully it opens up a little bit more.
Oh, Schwartz doing a good job keeping that in. Big man. Just looking for the 1-2, didn't happen. Here he is again, surrounding the ball. Just happy to let it go over the sideline. Knows all the tricks.
He likes to sneak forward as well, Tom. He's always looking to sneak forward and grab a goal off a set piece. You can see him cantering forward there.
Matheson with the throw. That's clever work as well. Waitakere. You can feel that wind when it comes into us, the warmth in it. Well, we're not having to exert any energy, the players are out there. Nillawall. Taken quickly. Oh, thought about it, didn't he, going in. Clark didn't stop the pass being made. There he is again, trying to close up Sam Burford, skipper. Oh, nice 1-2s. That last pass just going slightly astray. Oh, he's got presence, hasn't he, Ben Stroud? Oh, a little scissor kick.
Yeah, he's been impressive so far.
Yep.
He's obviously got that physical presence and at this level is a fantastic athlete, but we've seen a few times already he's really comfortable on the ball. He's breaking pressure with a dribble and he's found a couple of really good passes, you know, probably 3 out of 3 with some really, really good passes into midfield and into that attacking line.
Certainly got time, hasn't he? That's always the sign of a good player in any sport. Right, the players all push. All the Canterbury players do anyway, push forward. Oh, low and flat and easily cut off. Matheson this time.
Yeah, not the delivery you'd be looking for there from Luke Tongue. He won't be happy with that. A little bit too flat, easily to cut out. And then Lyle Matheson, interestingly, looking to deliver on his right foot there, which is not a strength of his.
Gee, that was quick ball, a very quick transfer. They certainly have got some electric players and they know the counter-attack, Waitakere. Canterbury are going to have to watch that.
Good to see Sean Liddicoat back in Canterbury United colours. He's been here for the last few years, playing in a right wing-back position, but shielding the ball well there and drawing a foul. So he tells me that's his area of expertise, is drawing a foul.
Very good. Oh, has this exposed? Canterbury United, nope. Defence is safe and sure, and it's that man, Schwartz, back there to assist.
Yeah, I think if you look at the lineup that Canterbury United have out, the possible weakness that you'd be looking at is probably the space and beyond. Stephen Last and Tom Schwartz, a lot of positive attributes between the two of them, but probably that pace on the turn is probably one of the weaknesses. So we've really got to be concerned about that ball and beyond, but I think Tom's dealt with that really well.
Oh, everybody claiming it. It's not quite the control that they're looking for.
Poor linesman's taking a bit of stick there. I think that's...
I think everyone is, actually.
Yeah. I wasn't immune to it from our passionate supporters too.
Yeah. Bit of spin on that ball.
I don't think Ben Stroud will be too happy about receiving that ball from Tom, but he's dealt with that very well in a very composed fashion.
Been good in the year, Waitakere.
Yeah, of all the physical presences in Canterbury United's lineup, you probably don't want to be playing that long ball into Seth Clark.
I think what's impressed me in the opening stages with Waitakere is when they have hit the ball in the year, they've been very accurate in bringing it down and using it so well to pass to each other. Look at that. Hey, there's sprigs everywhere.
Bit scrappy there.
Yeah. But shows the intent.
Yeah.
That's what you want. Into the 21st minute. Nil all.
Oh, that's a bad tackle.
Oh, yes, that's painful.
Oh, interesting to see a replay of that. That looked bad from our angle.
Oh, well, he's up and racing, so that's the good news.
Shahib Khan gone in quite aggressively there on Garvin Coughlin.
One just getting up, a bit gusty. And they need to make a little bit more of it. Canterbury United, they're almost exactly the same position where they had an opportunity and they didn't quite execute the kick. It went low and flat.
Be looking for more quality here from Luke Tung, who has that ability to deliver from set pieces.
Bit more air in that one.
Oh.
And delivered into it last. Can he get it? Hit his own player.
That's a fantastic strike from Stephen Last there. A bobbling ball is very difficult to hit on the volley like that. He's done very well.
Oh, look at the speed now through the midfield. He piling it on.
Fantastic work rate from Corey Mitchell. He's one of the hardest working midfielders in the league. Great in the challenge, and he's worked massively hard there to get back and recover. But you can see the danger of Waitakere on the counter-attack.
Absolutely. So quick. Now just trying to set it up again. Waitakere just getting their structure, looking for opportunities to utilise the fast legs that they've got. We've seen it, especially down that left flank.
Yeah, a few really positive counter-attack moments, especially down that left-hand side. And interestingly, coming off Canterbury United's set pieces. Also, tactically quite interesting, both teams playing with a back three. So both teams playing with three defensive players, which is becoming a bit of a trend in world football at the moment.
Oh, that was brave from Stephen Last for Canterbury. I wonder how he's feeling about wearing the red and black after being from down south.
Yeah, Stephen, one of the many Irish players that came over and were alongside Paul O'Reilly down at Southern, 4 or 5 that really helped raise the standards down there and working in football as well. So good to have him up in the red and black of Canterbury. Sean Littercoat again there drawing a foul. Shock.
Chalk him up.
Should we keep a tally?
Yep, I think you should. Right, Danny Knight. Absorbing stuff, isn't it? Is that both teams just searching for... Oh, that was a lovely little soft pass from Stephen Last. Oh, and a good ball. Can he run hard onto it? Wow, we've seen that already.
Probably the first nice little passage of play there
from Stephen Last.
We've seen the ball brought down and a nice ball in beyond.
Good ball. Can he run hard onto it?
And Shahib Khan again in the thick of the action so far today in the first 24 minutes.
That already.
They're getting to know each other very well, if they already didn't before the match started. Stephen Last having to really get those legs pumping to get to the ball first. Burfoot's having a distinct impact, I think, in setting up his team, but at the moment they haven't been able to respond, and of course offside there.
Yeah, an interesting battle between a couple of the technicians there, Sam Burfoot and Seth Clark for Canterbury United. Both the players that you probably want to be getting on the ball as often as possible, and Sam's probably managed to get on the ball a bit more often, but in those deeper positions where he's not able to affect the game as much as you'd probably like, whereas Seth is trying to get on it a bit higher up the park but not quite able to get on the ball. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Oh, gosh, that's tough stuff, isn't it? This is wonderful work. Liddicoat again, just a half chance and getting the 50-50 possession. Earning a corner as well. So Lyle Matheson will go over. They've had, this is what, their third?
Yeah, it must be the third corner, and then about 3 or 4 attacking free kicks as well from a similar area.
Nice bit of height in the ball. Oh, wonderful take from Draper. He almost got dispossessed.
He looked quite comfortable there, Draper, and then in the end I think he's dropped that, and it looks Stephen Last again looking to pounce on the volley, but Waitakere have managed to clear that ball away.
Nice bit of height in the ball. Oh, wonderful take from...
Money. Nick Draper.
And again down the other end, another long throw from Lyle Matheson causing a few problems. Again, 1v1 up the top. And again, Waitakere looking dangerous on the counter-attack. Off a Canterbury United set piece.
And again, Waitakere looking dangerous on the counter-attack. Off a Canterbury United set.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. You know, just getting a little bit of a talking to from Chris Bennett was Sean Liddicoat.
Yeah, I
it
think
was a tough challenge.
It was a tough challenge, and it's right on the border there. I think if you compare it to the challenge with Shahib Khan, which probably has a bit more danger in it, where he's coming in with his studs there, that I think that probably warrants, in my perspective, a kind of a firm talking to, maybe a last warning more than a yellow card.
Oh, good contest here. Murati for Waitakere, can't get the ball back. Chris Bennett might just need to pull it in a bit, I think, with the whistle and get the two captains together and say, let's just play them.
Yeah.
But it's everything we expected. The 2 matches last year, there was a draw, there was a 2-1 win to Waitakere. They were close, competitive.
Yeah, it's good to see the battle, good to see a bit of fight. And, Tom Schwartz and Angus Kilcolly were pretty quick to remonstrate with the referee there as well.
Big presence of Stephen Last makes a big difference when he's going in for the ball. He very rarely misses.
Oh, looks a bit harsh there on Stroudy. It looks like he's read that and anticipated well, and he's been a bit strong, but referee's seen something different there.
Well, he'll certainly be getting plenty of advice as well.
Yeah, it's not an easy gig, is
No,
it?
it's not.
I'm not signing up for it.
No.
I'm up here with my nice view and my TV replay commenting on things.
Again, Canterbury United defence just spoiling. But they haven't cleared it well. What a wonderful pass from Burford. Wow. Just shows you the opportunities. If he'd pulled that in.
Yep, and you can see the technical quality that Burfoot has there, and he's got on the ball there in the attacking third, which is probably where you want him on the ball, and Kilcolly probably won't be happy with his touch there to dribble that out from quite a dangerous position.
Sam Burfoot, he is just important. He's had, well, I'm trying to think how many National League campaigns he's had, but he'd be one of the most experienced players out there for Waitakere.
Yes, yeah. A number of years for Waitakere, a number of years at Auckland City. Yeah, really good footballer, tidy, good on the ball.
Oh, good work. Oh, that's unnecessary. Oh, that's amazing.
Gotta be a foul.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Oh, this is a great pass.
Under real
capitalising and having a shot at goal, and it was parried away, and he thumps himself, the Waitakere striker.
It's a fantastic challenge from Tom Schwartz here. Look how early he recognises the danger to get back and cover Stephen Last, and look at the last-ditch challenge. Fantastic stuff. Danny Knight will tell you he had it covered anyway, but a great challenge there from Tom Schwartz.
He read it, you're right, and got his right leg out. Just shows you the commitment.
Yeah, he reads the game so well, Tom, and he really does recognise that danger nice and early.
Right, let's see what Waitakere can do at corner time. Now, they were fortunate probably to get that run. It was a harsh
Yeah,
tackle.
I thought there was a pretty clear foul in the build-up there, which created that opportunity.
But the control, you can sense there's an element of control coming over this team wearing white. And it's forcing Canterbury United to respond, and that they are. .30 minutes, 31st minute, still 0-all.
Yeah, 31 minutes in, and I still don't think we've seen a real strong passage of play where we've been able to see one team break down the other team. It's come from that counter-attack or set-piece moment in the game.
Which it's, as we expected, the structure from both teams just coping with everything that's been put on them.
Yeah, in some ways they're playing a very similar formation to each other, and that's somewhat tactically cancelling each other out there. The one thing I'd probably say from a Canterbury United perspective you'd like to see more of is that switch of play out to Lyle Matheson. There's been a few opportunities for that already, and Lyle's playing as a wing-back today, which he can do very well, but he's actually a very dangerous attacking player. He was a Golden Boot in the Mainland Premier League this winter season, so he's got goals in him, and he's a dangerous 1v1 attacking player, so I imagine that will be one of the messages at half-time from Lee Padmore.
Back yourself. Yep.
Yep,
Get
him
the ball
on the
to
ball.
him. Yep. Yeah, well, it is coming down to one-on-one battles, isn't it? Because of the cancel at Burford again. Oh, look at that one too. Beautiful work and a strike, and well mopped up, but that was one of the more promising build-ups. Some lovely passing.
Yeah, some fantastic interchange there from Burfoot. Nice little 1-2. And it was the first time we've actually seen Alex Grieve get on the ball, someone we identified pre-match as someone who's had a lot of assists over in America, and you could see the nice weight of that pass into Sam Burfoot, but I think that's the advantage of getting Burfoot higher up the park and on the ball.
Yeah, it's pretty to watch, that's for sure. But equally, you'd have to say that the United defence, the Canterbury United defence, coped well, mopped it up.
Yeah, but I think we saw there probably the first moment where Canterbury were able to get Seth Clark on the ball, and he's got those same attributes in the attacking sense for Canterbury United. This is him here on the ball again, combining with Luke Tung. And this is the moment I'm probably talking about where you'd look to get a switch of play and get Lyle Matheson isolated 1v1 where he can really cause problems.
He tends to get caught in pockets, doesn't it? I think we've seen from Waitakere how they are able to get it from left to right. Here they are, they've gone from the left flank over now to the right. Oh, great save, intercept. Trying to utilise that right flank again, Waitakere. The Canterbury United players just content to sit back and wait for a slight loss of control like that. who've been in this area a lot in the game, if you were to track where the ball had been.
Yeah, we've had about a 5-minute period now with Waitakere with a bit of comfortable position, moving it across the back, but not really causing any problems. Canterbury pretty comfortable in that defensive shape and a bit of a stalemate. With 10 minutes to play in the half, hopefully it can come to life a little bit here.
I think Stephen Last might have just lost his footing a bit, but he recovered well. They certainly look dangerous, and they look as though they're creating all the time, don't they, Waitakere? Grieve passes the ball, and again, it's Last this time who parries the ball. Gets some congratulatory claps from goalkeeper Knight.
Yeah, Nathan Lobo, one of the dangerous under-20 players that we identified before the game. Looks sharp down that left-hand side, good technique, makes good decisions, moves the ball well. You look at that back three again, we talked about some of the weaknesses maybe with Stephen Last and Tom Schwartz, but we've seen a couple of great moments there where they read the game so well and anticipate things so well that they're able to get those blocks in.
Oh, big high ball in. But a nice height of Tom Schwartz getting up, and he was in no trouble to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's probably the number one strength of Tom Schwartz's game. When that ball's hanging up high, that he gets after it and attacks it.
Oh, it's a great intercept coming back and looking after possession for Canterbury United. Might have been Seth Clark on that occasion.
Yeah, Seth Clark getting back and sharing the defensive responsibilities, and you can see there the composure on the ball, the ability to play through.
Now Schwartz, can he inject a little bit of pace and life into the Canterbury United attack? Oh, Matheson trying to execute a bit of magic.
Defended well there by Marathi. A little bit tight once the ball's got to low. You'd probably want him to get on that ball a little bit earlier.
Oh, Draper called for it. Oh, good.
What a challenge by Litico. He's read that very well.
He has, and
Ball
now
by
they've got an
Seth Clark.
opportunity. Can they get the shot in? And the troops weren't there to assist. So goal kick. Just that last little bit of accuracy.
And once the ball starts rolling like that on the turf, it tends to pick up momentum and get faster and faster.
Looking to link up, and they just couldn't quite do it that time. Waitakere.
Here's the switch you want to see, getting Lyle Matheson on the ball.
You called it, Aaron Clapham. Now what can they do? Taken quickly. Oh, another strong challenge.
That's great experience from Garvin Coughlin again. He's dropped the shoulder there and gets himself in a great position between the ball and the defender. And he's, you know, you could say he's dived, but I wouldn't say that. I'd say he's been quite sensible there, and he's drawn contact and won a foul for his team.
Well, you're the experienced man in that. To me, it looked like he'd just been fouled. It was just...
He's played for it, but it's a foul, and it's really intelligent play against a young defender who's a little bit naive and a bit keen to jump in and win the ball there when he could probably hold him up.
That's a good piece of advice. coming from the New Zealand under-17 assistant coach, new position. And a chance. And well contained at the back by Waitakere.
That's good delivery from Matheson. Strati looking to get on the end, but you can see again Waitakere do look dangerous on that counter-attacking moment from set pieces.
It's almost tit-for-tat stuff, isn't it? As far as the challenges go. '40th minute finished. What can we see in the last 5 minutes? And again, that through ball. An opportunity here for Waitakere, and it goes over the top. It looks so promising.
Oh, it's fantastic attacking football there, and Angus Kilcolly will not be happy with that that attempt at a finish there. You can see they've done well to break it down, a good cutback, and Kilcolly normally loves being in the honeypot there, and he's absolutely shanked that over the bar. He won't be too happy with that. I'm sure that's the best opportunity of the game, and it's probably the first time we've seen some really nice flowing attacking play that's led to a great goal scoring opportunity. And yeah, Kilcolly will be disappointed with himself there.
He's much smaller than everyone else. We talked about Seth Clark, but he's not scared to get up and elevate and compete in the air.
Yeah, he's a fighter. He'll definitely get in there and compete and work hard.
You talk about the different competitions that the players would play in. So for the Waitakere side, of course, there's clearly with more population up there in the north and having some strong sides to warm up against it, you know, it sometimes takes the Canterbury United side a little bit of time to come to grips with the pace of the...
Yeah, historically.
Well, here's an opportunity here. And someone needs to get between the ball and the striker, and they do so, but it's a long corner.
Yeah, it's a great recovery there from Lyle Matheson to tuck back inside from his wide position. And a great recovering tackle here. He's done well. Yeah, you touch on there, Leslie, it is a bit more difficult in pre-season for Canterbury United to get those pre-season games in. Obviously with Waitakere, you can play a couple of teams in Auckland. You've got Auckland City and eastern suburbs, then Hamilton not too far away. It's much more difficult for Canterbury United.
Well, that time it was well covered by the Canterbury United defence. But it sure is a battle of attrition out in the middle of English Park. It's just slight change, I think, in the momentum of the game. We've had a couple of opportunities now from Waitakere,
Yep.
and they seem to be, to me, just gaining a little bit of control.
Yeah, I think you'd have to say that there's they've taken a lot of control over the last 10 minutes. A couple of very good opportunities where they looking back on, they probably should have scored and would probably be disappointed not to go in at half-time 1-0 up. And a lot of those opportunities are coming from those midfield runners. I think also Schnau himself is coming into the game a lot more as well, making those runs and beyond. But also Alex Grieve getting on the ball a bit more and making some dangerous runs and beyond that aren't being tracked.
Well, both those players you just mentioned, I think they're both only 21, and the really young talent coming through the pathway system.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's really good to see, you know, alongside Lobo and Crom as well. A couple of really talented young players that are getting a good opportunity to play here by Waitakere United.
Yeah, well, I've loved what Nathan Lobo's brought to this game. Oh, we've seen him in action, especially over there on the left. He's been industrious, he's quick. Sense of excitement when he gets the ball. No, just the closing stages of the first half. It's certainly been competitive, Aaron Clapham. You know, you have to give lots of credit to both sides and what they've tried to execute for each other, for their teams, their respective teams.
Yeah, a lot of fight, a lot of endeavour, which has been pleasing to see. I'm sure there'll be no issues from the coaches on that front whatsoever. It'll just be that little bit of quality. I think Waitakere had a couple of moments. I think Canterbury United especially, be looking to get Garvin Coughlin on the ball a bit more in that attacking third, getting Seth Clark on the ball in that attacking third, and Lyle Matheson also.
Oh, another chance goes begging, but I think we've seen some more desperate defence on a couple of occasions as well from Canterbury United. They've got people back at the nick of time. Schwartz last, and we've even seen Matheson go back and get one. Oh, that's a lovely weighted pass, a fabulous pass. Oh, and an opportunity, and that is the score we were just talking about, opening it up before half-time. And from a turnover just over halfway, Waitakere have taken the lead.
It's a fantastic initial save by Danny Knight to get a foot on that, but Greaves stayed alive and stayed alert and put that in the back of the net. Again, those runs and beyond are causing real problems for Canterbury United, and you have to be fair and say it's probably the least that Waitakere deserve as a goal before half-time to head in at half-time 1-0 up.
Yep, I agree with that, and it was just that beautifully weighted ball through too. It wasn't a big hard pass, it was a sense that those players have played a lot of football together and they knew exactly where to put it and just how much to put on that pass.
Yeah, good timing of the run and exploiting that space in beyond Last and Schwartz there.
1-0 Waitakere.
1-0 Waitakere. We also have a report in from Wellington. The Well Classico, the Phoenix versus Team Wellington is 0-0 as that approaches half-time there also.
Yeah, first round, ISPS HANDA Men's Football Premiership. Now we've had a couple of stoppages, haven't we? A couple of little injury nickels, some challenges. It's been keen. And the one excellent chance that Waitakere had created and they were able to score after an initial save from Danny Knight. The wind's just got up a bit as well. Again, the officials getting plenty of advice as to which way that should go. Good crowd in.
Yeah, good crowd. I've been told it's a crowd of 620, which is good to see, especially given that it's a public holiday long weekend in Christchurch with the races on as well, drawing a few of the punters down.
Well, that's it. That's the first half and the opening match for these two sides, and it is Waitakere who had found a chink in the Canterbury United defensive armour, and they took the lead just before half-time. They lead 1-0.
You can see the replay of the goal there. Again, a great initial save by Danny Knight, but Greaves stayed really alert. Greaves probably, actually, in fairness, probably would like to do a little bit better with the first attempt there, but he stayed alert and alive, and it's actually a good finish on the volley on the angle there to put that into the back of the net.
Yep, great replay, and they'll be very happy with Waitakere. It's always a hard place to come and play English Park, but they are up 1-0. All the work to be done by the home side. Back with you very shortly for the second half of this Canterbury United versus Waitakere match. Well, we're nearly set for the second half of this match between Canterbury United and Waitakere. It is the opening match for both these sides, 2020 ISPS HANDA Men's Football Premiership. And that goal in the 45th minute is the only thing that separates these two sides. The Waitakere goal. A Haneva pass, Aaron Clapham.
Yeah, fine ball there through by Gariga Gibber into Dane Schnell, who's played a really nicely weighted ball into Alex Grieve, who's at the second attempt has managed to put that into the back of the net. I think on the balance of play, probably a fair result to be 1-0 at half-time. The first 30 minutes was pretty even, quite competitive, and then a number of times for that last 10-15 minutes, Waitakere were able to break Canterbury down and create some decent goal-scoring opportunities and fully deserved their 1-0 lead at half-time for mine.
Yeah, I mean, Canterbury did create, and especially from set piece, they had some long corners, they had some free kicks outside the box, and just couldn't quite find the play that they needed to get a real clean, sharp shot at goal. And down the other end defensively, there was a couple of times where they had to ask players to come in and cover defend and execute some tackles and block shots themselves. So it just showed the influence that this Waitakere side was gaining in the last 10 minutes of that first half.
Yeah, Canterbury United's most dangerous opportunities were at set pieces, probably looking for a bit more from the delivery, and also need to be a bit more aware on the counter-attack where Waitakere were dangerous from those situations. And a couple of great moments, like you mentioned, Stephen Last with a good block, Tom Schwartz with a good block to break down that danger. And also, even on the goal, to be fair, Danny Knight did really well with that initial save to keep that out.
I mean, all day you would think that, you know, you've got a 3-pass sequence like Waitakere had, that it should be a goal, but he did well to stymie the first one and just couldn't keep the second one. I also note Lyle Matheson getting back in defence at one stage as well for Canterbury and pulling off a really important tackle. So Waitakere are out, and they want to get this second half underway. That still very blustery, warm conditions, 24 degrees and a northerly, which has got up a bit. Don't think that it will make much difference, but we'll have a look and see what it does to the ball in the air.
Yeah. Interesting to see with Canterbury United 1-0 down, whether they make any changes. You look at that substitute bench there, and the one that really stands out is Yuya Taguchi, who came over from Japan and played for Kashmir Technical this year and was the Mainland Premier League Player of the Year. A really good technician, fantastic on the ball, great technique, the type of player who may be able to open up the game, and he's probably one that I'd be looking to come on and have a real impact on the game, especially if it stays at 1-0.
All right, we'll be checking to see who starts in the second half. Just making their way out from the hut now is the Canterbury United side. Certainly the spectators are keen for the game to get underway. And Chris Bennett with the whistle. He's been busy. He's had some adjudicating to do when it comes to some of those tackles, some of the challenges.
Yep, I think overall he's done well. A couple of moments where you're always going to disagree with the referee. It's a difficult job, and he's trying to make calls live in the action, but I think he's done well, and hopefully he can keep that up for the balance of play in the second half.
Here we go. Sequencing the watches, and the whistle goes for the opening stage of the second half.
No changes at half-time either.
I always think that takes a lot of confidence to head it back to the keeper. You've got to make sure that it's an accurate header.
Yeah, good composure. It's the second time that that Ben Stroud had to deal with a couple of balls that he probably hasn't wanted to deal with in that manner, and he's nice and calm and nodded that back to Danny Knight again.
Right, high up on that right side attack for Canterbury United. Now, can they make something from this? Nope. Oh, he does well, doesn't he? Coughlin steals the ball, but it's been won back again by Waitakere. Look at the 1-2 passing. Very subtle skills, clever footwork. Khan gets it underway. Plenty of urgings on for Coughlin, who's wearing shirt 9 for Canterbury United.
Quite a high intensity, frantic start to the second half, which is probably what you'd expect, especially from Canterbury United. Really needing to chase the game here at home.
Tom Schwartz, I thought he was going to get it out to the left.
Yeah, he's got a lovely driven ball, does Tom Schwartz, and that's probably the time you want him to be playing that ball, but Lyle Matheson caught a little bit under the ball when you probably want him a bit higher. See some real urgency at these set pieces from Canterbury United to get the ball in play quicker.
Oh, we're really seeing the magic skills now, aren't we? Schnell involved in the goal, but now a chance for Canterbury United. Can they get a shot on goal? Well, Draver had to go down to his left.
Yeah, they've done well there. They've probably not got enough defensive pressure on Garvin Coughlin here, and he's happy just to dribble that into the box. And he's a dangerous finisher, a tough angle, and you'd expect Draper to make the save, which he's done there. But he's got that mentality, Coughlin, where he is going to be direct and he is going to want to go straight to goal like that. So a dangerous player that Waitakere are going to have to keep an eye on.
Right, they certainly had opportunities in the first half, Canterbury United, from that position. And high.
Oh, it's a very risky challenge.
Now the counter-attack. We've been impressed with what Waitakere have been able to put on, but that last pass.
Yeah, even though Canterbury have snuffed that out there, you can see that they're leaving things 1v1 or 2v2 up top off set pieces.
Oh, speculative drive at the goal, over the top.
There's Lyle Matheson with a very speculative effort. As I mentioned, though, he is the golden boot from the mainland Premier League this season, and I have seen him score from range, but the ball probably not quite set there for him when it's bouncing like that, and probably not the best decision. Interesting challenge in the box there. From mine, it looked like one of those ones, if it's not happening in the 18-yard box, you probably get a free kick called there, but not often that's going to be called for a penalty.
Jeez. Is that characteristic 1-2 passing we've seen from Waitakere. Stephen Last now for Canterbury United.
A few tactical instructions from the sideline members that might have had one or two too many beers.
Oh, look at that little deft pass with the outside of the right foot. Just trying to conjure something up, Waitakere. Lobo, who's been so impressive now, just delivers the ball into the skipper, Barefoot. Play on. Still with Waitakere, they seem to know exactly where each other are.
And again, Barefoot dangerous, making those runs and beyond that the midfield aren't tracking.
Tom Schwartz fires the ball through. This is a bit more free running, isn't it? A couple of passes and they're up the other end.
Yeah, good early distribution from Danny Knight to set the attack away there, and Tom Short's always keen to get forward, and a couple of keen runners as well, with Garvin Coughlin and Lyle Matheson looking to make a threat and beyond.
Just trying to get in behind that defensive screen that Waitakere have got set, and set so well. Now a chance for United, but it's out of range. Again, another shot, but not on target.
Yeah. Deep ball to the back post there from Luke Tung. And you can see Stephen Last checks his run back here and actually does really well to nod the ball back across goal to Corey Mitchell, and he'll probably tell you that he's probably not the one that you want that ball falling to, unfortunately, there.
It's not falling in the right place, is it, for it to be dangerous? But here is another opportunity. Quick again, Waitakere getting the ball through the middle this time. Good challenge. Getting there in numbers, Canterbury United.
Yeah.
Well
Brilliant
done.
work rate from Luke Tung. Great to see him back there breaking up play. Again, dangerous, that early ball in beyond Stephen Last there, causing problems.
Opened up a bit, it has. This is much better from United. Canterbury, I'm meaning. And keeping the ball. Stringing some passes together, getting into the attacking end of the field for themselves. Oh, good contest here.
Yep, it was the first real string of passes that Canterbury United have managed to get together, and Seth Clark getting on the ball a little bit. But in those moments where they've got midfielded players facing forward, you really need that front line to come alive. You need a higher Delaney, you need Garvin Coughlin really coming to life and making those runs and beyond, which weren't quite there in that moment.
Oh, he might have just been clipped. Sean Littercoat down on the ground, but a good contest.
Yeah, he's a 100% commitment player, Sean Littercoat, and he really does fly into some of those challenges without regard for his own safety, and it's pretty common for him to take some of those knocks. But he's a tough lad, and if he's all right, he'll push through that.
Now that's the question from the sideline. Shahid Khan, they're asking should he be booked, but you talk about Littercoat being uncompromised, and equally,
yep,
Shahid Khan has executed some big tackles. It's his job. Some movement on the bench, have we? Some warming up.
Yep, just looking out to my left there, and you can see all of the outfield players for Canterbury United up for a warm-up. Yuya Taguchi has taken off the top there, so that might be a strong indication that he's about to get himself on the park too.
There's always somebody in to assist for Waitakere. Now going forward here again, Lobo, so clever, and look at how quick his legs are.
Yeah, great disguise there from Lobo down the left flank to draw Corey Mitchell into the challenge here. See a little drop of the shoulder there, and then a big touch and beyond. Really subtle, good detail from Lobo, and then actually a very dangerous ball, but that's the strength of probably the back three that you have from Canterbury United. They're going to be able to deal with those type of crosses.
Opting for the short ball. Just trying to weave his magic. Lobo. Out to the top. Oh, that's brave as well. Just waiting for the players to get forward of him. Looking for that forward pass, wasn't quite there, was it?
Yeah, again, we're just not quite getting that threat and beyond. It's probably that moment where you need either Seth Clark or you need a higher Delaney making that aggressive run and beyond. But I think you saw a bit more intensity from Waitakere to get back and recover.
That's a good pass out to the right now. What can they do? Delaney. Oh, there's plenty of intent. It's just the execution, isn't it? Oh, we're in.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's taken that from anywhere near where it went out.
Exactly.
Fans on the sideline were pretty quick to remind him he was in the wrong spot there.
Do you think they can hear them?
Yes,
The
you can.
players?
Yeah. It's worse on this side because there isn't as much crowd, so you hear everything they're saying.
Look at the control on that.
Great first touch, fantastic technique on that ball.
Alex Grieve, look at that pass again. Just so much expertise on that and accuracy. Perfect. Now stringing them together. Oh, dangerous.
Yeah, it's he's caught him a little bit there, and it's not what you want to see. I don't think there's anything intentional in that from Delaney. That was probably the first time that we've seen some nice combination play from the front two from Canterbury United. Delaney getting on the ball, a nice combination around the corner to Garvin, and he bounced the ball back to him. So really, really nice to see. And that'll be Ahia Delaney's last action in the game. A boot to the Waitakere head. But as I thought, we've got Yuya Taguchi coming on. Attacking midfield player, comfortable in possession, looks to combine. You know, someone that in this scenario you'd probably be looking to combine with Seth Clark. It'd be interesting to see if it goes to a front two or if they come a bit deeper and they play with two attacking midfielders and Garvin up top by himself.
So he came to your club, Kashmir Tech,
Yes.
where you are the director of football, and you have anything to do with him coming, or that's just where he wanted to end up?
As a director of football in the off season, you get a dozen emails from all over the world saying players want to come out, and normally it's not the highest standard. And I got Yuya's email. He contacted us, and I had a look at the video, and I thought, geez, there's a player right away. And he was coming out to learn English.
Well, here's a chance again now for Waitakere, and offside.
The offside flag's gone up there. Yeah, so Yuya was coming out to New Zealand anyway to learn English. He wanted to come to Christchurch, and so it worked out nicely. We got him along in pre-season, and hopefully we'll see for the remaining 33 minutes. We'll see the positive player that he can be.
Well, we were mightily impressed with the two Japanese players playing for Auckland last week, who were instrumental in that big first half performance that they put in, and they clearly very passionate about the game and very technical players, aren't they? Yeah,
they produce very, very technical players, really tactical aware. They've got a great youth development system in Japan that's regularly producing high-level players that are, there's Japanese players in the best leagues in the world, so they're doing some great things there.
And how cool that they want to come out here.
Yeah, brilliant.
So just sort of following on from that, your role as assistant coach of the New Zealand under-17s, so that was what, July you got that notified? Yeah, July. It was a position that was advertised, and it's something that I'm passionate about football in the country, and when I saw the role, I immediately applied. I thought that's me down to a T. I thought it might be something that happens in the future, so I was thrilled when I got the opportunity to be involved in that setup. There's some great coaches in there. Martin Bullock is the head coach, but great coaches throughout that system. Darren Baisley, Danny Hay. Really positive coaches that I'm able to learn and develop myself, and hopefully contribute to the development of young players in our country. Seeing the exciting talent come through. Yeah, it's been brilliant to see. We've had a number of camps kind of throughout the country, regional camps, and we've had one national camp as well, and it's really pleasing to see the level of young player that's coming through. But there's still work to be done. We've got to keep raising that bar and keep raising the standards and keep pushing our young players to get better. Any particular area of expertise that in terms of New Zealand's ability to score goals at any level? Yeah, I think a part of it is exposure as well. There's some wonderful things about living in New Zealand as a country, but some of the downside to that is that we're an isolated country, and it makes it really hard to know where you're at relative to the rest of the world. So you might get a kid in Christchurch who's the best kid here, but he doesn't actually know yet that he's got more levels to go, and part of that is, part of our challenge is to expose them and raise that bar and raise the standard and keep pushing them to be a little bit better and realise that
being the best 16-year-old in insert the city, you know, Christchurch, Dunedin, Wellington, on the world scale doesn't mean enough, you know.
Yep. But it's just giving them the opportunity to get there.
Yes, yeah, and it takes time. It takes time.
It's a great searching kick from Nick Draper. Just 1-0, that goal in the 45th minute. A little combination between Gerard, Karia Gilbert, Dane Schnell and the goal scorer Grieve. And it's in again, number 2. And they are celebrating our Waitakere. And doesn't he love it?
It's that man you've just mentioned who was involved in the build-up of the last one, Gerard Garriga Gabert. Again, another well-timed last-ditch challenge there, this time from Ben Stroud. And again, the second phase ball falling right to the attacker, and he stayed alive, stayed alert, and he's managed to toe-poke that into the corner. That leaves it at 2-0 to Waitakere, a big mountain to climb now for the remaining 30 minutes for Canterbury United.
Certainly does. They've got to be the next team to score. They're going to get themselves back into this match. So that is a big blow and a big statement by Waitakere. It's been difficult for the Canterbury United side to really get any kind of attacking movement. We've seen a couple only in the second half, but really everything that they've put, Waitakere have mopped up, and pretty efficiently at that.
Yeah, Waitakere have looked pretty comfortable in the back line and Canterbury haven't been able to cause them enough problems, and I think they're looking back on it, there's probably not been enough of a threat in beyond, not enough running in beyond that have made it difficult for the defensive line. Everything's been in front of them. And both of those goals as well have come from a midfielder driving into the attacking third and not quite being tracked by a Canterbury United midfield player.
So goals just on the half-time by Alex Grieve, and now Gerard Garriga Gilbert with the second for Waitakere.
They've taken the free kick here quite short, and Luke Tung's taken the touch in front of Kilcoley, and it's a very industrious hack into Luke Tung there, and yeah, definitely warrants a yellow card, that one.
They're upset too, aren't they? So we have got our microphones down sideline, so don't be put off by some colourful chat. But he has responded well, has referee Chris Bennett. Still getting plenty of advice, but he's done the right thing.
Yeah, it's not a good tackle at all. It's a hack. There's no other way to describe that, and he's really gone for him, but I don't think that would warrant a red card in that situation.
What can United do with this?
Oh, it's a driven ball in there, but it looks like a bit of a head clash for Ben Stroud.
Wow, I tell you what, if those spectators weren't incensed enough, they are still going off.
Yeah.
A bit of blood, is it?
Yeah, I think I've seen Ben Stroud's clashed heads when he's looked to attack that free kick. A bit of a cut above the nose there for Ben Stroud, so hopefully nothing too bad there.
They're persevering as they have to. Canterbury still trying to find that little forward pass that will get the ball into the area that will hurt Waitakere. There's a chance here. Can they get a Canterbury boot?
Oh.
Schwartz. Too many Waitakere legs.
Yep, some good build-up play in the wide area there. You can see Seth Clark, great technique, great feet, and a really impressive ball from Lyle Matheson. That's the quality of delivery he can offer. And good numbers in the box that had stayed forward from the set piece. And Tom Schwartz not quite able to connect.
Well, that was certainly a no-nonsense tackle from Stephen Last. Coming alive. Canterbury United. Trying to get a bit of a flow on and get that ball to you, to Gucci, if they can. Right, sealing it off before it gets any further downfield. So Stroud about to come back on, and there's a substitution for Waitakere.
So Angus Kilcolly coming off for Waitakere. Maybe a bit of a risk there of a second yellow card after an industrious challenge. Coming on for him is Alex Connor McLean. Ben Stroud also able to return to the field after being taken care of by the physio and doctor. Hopefully not too bad of a nose injury there for him.
Grieve seems to be involved more and more for Waitakere. Some great work again through the goal scorer, Garriga Gilbert. They've put the ball in the right places to hurt Canterbury United the most, haven't they, Waitakere, in the couple of chances that they've had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have, and they look a bit more balanced than Canterbury United too. They're not at that risk of counter-attack too. I was just observing the back line there. Good shape, good balance under the ball, which Canterbury United have probably been pushing numbers a bit more forward, and that's why they're vulnerable on the counter-attack. But it's at the stage now where Canterbury United don't have a choice at 2-0 down. You've got to take some chances and push forward.
You can't fault what Canterbury United have tried to put on there. There just hasn't been that cohesiveness, which is indicative of first game.
Yep, absolutely.
It's always going to be a measure. Anyway, there's plenty of time left. As another shot at goal, but it's well blocked by the big man wearing 4, Stephen Last.
Luke Tung's done really well to protect that ball from going out for a corner.
Another change.
Another substitution. Seth Clark coming off, and coming on for him is Jacob Richards. I imagine JJ will go on as a striker. He's a very versatile player, can play a number of different positions, can play as that target attacking player, can also play as a fullback and as a wide player. So it provides a lot of options for Canterbury, and a really handy player to have on the bench. But he'd be someone that would be looking to have a really high work rate and look to hopefully provide some of those runs and beyond.
Taken quickly. There always seems to be a lot of white shirts around. And again, playing with speed and that transition that we've already talked about. Turning defence into attack. Now a chance for Taguchi. Gets a lovely ball out to Richards, who's just come on. Waits for the cavalry. And a chance now at goal, and the build-up was good. Was sure it was just that finish.
Yep. Really good play, and you can see there an immediate impact from JJ Richards, and you can see the difference is just making that run and beyond, and a really nicely weighted ball, maybe a bit too high for Garb. He's always stretching and reaching for that. Even before then, there was some great defensive work by Lyle Matheson, recovering and starting that attacking play moving forward. But again, the big difference there, you see JJ making a run in beyond that's causing problems for the defence to deal with, and a well-weighted pass from Taguchi.
Again, we've seen so many of those midfield tussles, just trying to turn over possession. Both teams, both sets of players. (2-0) Waitakere. Again, teamwork personified. Waitakere, it's shot a goal. Is he trying to keep it in from going for a corner? And it will be a corner. It just took a nasty turn. The ball.
Yep, some nice combination play on the edge of the box there between Grieve and I believe Schnell, combining on the edge of the box there to create a goal scoring opportunity.
I know there's big raps on Dane Schnell, isn't there, in terms of his ability to up the tempo, keep control, but get involved, be a part of what...
Yeah, he's a good, strong, technical attacking player.
Oh, some words being exchanged now. It's very testy between the players. Took a section to his teammate being bumped off the ball.
Yep. Waitakere and Tongue getting to know each other a little bit better there. For those interested, 73rd minute in the Team Wellington versus Wellington Phoenix game, and 0-0 there.
Still 0s. Still, wow.
Probably not the score I would have predicted. I would have picked some goals in that game. Some very strong attacking players in both of those lineups.
So I've had an exchange of greetings between referee Chris Bennett and the players involved. Yeah, the free kick going Canterbury United's way. A nice switch for the ball to come onto. Lovely 1-2. Again, just a little bit too far. Dane Schnell again showing all his class. Not that final pass, but
spoke too soon a bit there, didn't you?
Yeah, angry with himself.
Yeah, it's a nice play there from Grieve to keep that ball on the sideline and combine well with Schnell on the sideline.
It's a pretty potent partnership, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh, look. Even that, you think it's just a little speck. Oh, that is just stunning skill. Oh, and commitment in defence, and it may have hurt as well.
Yeah, some more nice combination play between Schnell and Grieve. They really are setting up as a potent combination. But some fantastic bravery from Luke Tongue to get the body on the line there.
That is commitment. We've seen a couple of them, haven't we? Some real, absolutely flying, putting their bodies on the line.
Yeah, as Canterbury have put a few more numbers forward to try and chase the game at 2-0, you've really seen Grieve and Schnell come to life.
Just got his foot caught in the turf, overbalanced, and now they fold back onto defence because Waitakere again have got that ball in pretty handy position. They've got a couple of players who could take a shot from here. I'll go back and set it up again. Gee, from nothing to something, and threatening that Canterbury United defence again. Still warm conditions. They've run hard, both teams, but to go in the game, 77th minute. Now just bringing more players forward, Waitakere. They want to stack the box.
There's a I've just seen Jack Duncan, another one of the under-20s players, appear on the pitch. I missed the substitution there, who he's come on for. I can see Lobo coming down on the sideline and made a substitution there.
He's had a great game, Nathan Lobo, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's really
impressed me.
Put some energy and some pace into the game, some excitement.
Yeah, he's looked sharp, looked dangerous. Good to see that confidence and bravery in a young player as well.
And Leon Vanderhoven joining the group as well. And that one just nudged over the crossbar. No, they've got nothing to lose either now, Waitakere. They've got the 2-0 up, and they will sense every time they come down that they can be dangerous. Canterbury deserve to get something out of this. A new player on, Jack Duncan, just keeping the ball amongst his teammates. This is Vanderhoven as well. Getting in there, having a shot. And in the end, well smothered. Oh, just playing the ball around, weren't they? And all of a sudden, a clear opportunity.
Yeah, not quite enough pressure on the ball from Canterbury United. So it's quite comfortable in midfield as they're combining in there. A couple of substitutions from Waitakere, probably a little bit more defensive-minded with Lobo and Burfoot coming off, replaced by Duncan and Vandenhoven as they look to consolidate their 2-0 lead. And fair enough too, they don't need to chase the game now.
Well, it's valuable minutes for players like Jack Duncan, isn't it? He's in the under-20s mix.
Yep.
He just needs to be seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
2-0 up, not a bad time to bring him on. But it's JJ Richards now. He gets the ball between two defenders, but over into the safety. All right, Nick Draper. Certainly got a decent kick on him, but he opts again for the short pass, and they'll set something up. Oh, look how quick again.
Yeah, good initial composure there from Tom Schwartz, but Greaves done very well defensively to nick that ball off him. And Tom's probably recognised that he's a bit exposed and beyond there, and a bit of a professional foul to pull him back and stop the counter-attack moment.
Gets a card for his troubles. No, just over 10 minutes left in this match, 2-0. We talk so often about the control that Waitakere have had on this game, and they've certainly, even with their changes, been able to generally keep possession with talent like that. Lose the ball, go back and get it back. Keeper to keeper. Getting the urgings of the crowd now, Canterbury United. Oh, Grieve again delivers the ball beautifully, doesn't he, too? Shot at goal. Wow.
It's a fantastic goal, that.
Wow.
Really nice combination play from Grieve, and then it's the substitute, Alex Connor-Meeklin, chopped the ball outside Tom Schwartz, composed himself with another touch, and it's a fantastic strike. See that good entry ball in here, chop outside, composes himself, and it's a really nice finish. He's put his foot through the ball into the side netting.
Wow, that is sensational. I mean, it was like a bullet, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
and
a lovely play.
Accuracy from an angle
Yeah. Good detail and weight on the pass that came in from Grieve, allows the striker to turn there, and he's chopped Tom Schwartz quite nicely, and yeah, fantastic finish.
He gets on the score sheet, Alex Connor McLean, with probably from a pure speed and power shot. We've seen from the other 2 goals scored, firstly by Alex Grieve and then Gerard Gilbert. Can United get something back for themselves? Oh, we've got a shot. No, straight into Draper's hands. They were like magnets, weren't they? Taguchi had a chance.
See JJ again, JJ Richards providing that threat and beyond, and it's a really nice ball. Very difficult technique here for Taguchi on his weaker left foot, a bouncing ball. He's done well to actually keep it down, but a pretty comfortable save in the end for Draper.
3-0, Waitakere making a statement. And just able to rotate their players as well and keep the same momentum in the game, same skill level. But there've been some heroes, haven't there, for Waitakere, particularly the skipper, Samuel Burfoot. Alex Grieve. Lobo, he's not on at the moment. But as you mentioned, JJ Richards has made an impact when he's come on for Canterbury. Across into the box, but again, well sealed off.
Yeah, I think JJ Richards has made a real impact with his pace, his directness. He's made some fantastic runs down the right-hand side that have opened things up, and I think that's what they've been missing a little bit, is that desire to make those runs. But even then, you know, ball in a good wide area with Sean Litticoat, and you'd probably like to see a bit more hunger and a little bit more aggression in the box from Canterbury United.
Left boot goes in, and over the top it goes. Goal kick, to the consternation of the Canterbury United players. Combinations, cohesiveness, words that come to mind for me for Waitakere. Just because it looks as though they've had more time, not just, but they do seem to have played so much more.
Yeah, we touched on the challenges, didn't we, for Canterbury to get together for much of pre-season. To get meaningful games in is very difficult. You don't want to make excuses for them, but I think you've certainly seen some of the really nice attacking combination play from Waitakere that you probably haven't seen from Canterbury United.
Yeah, now when the ball's gone into the deep defence for, you know, Waitakere defenders, like I think particularly Shahib Khan, you know, they've been uncompromising, they've been staunch, hard to get through. Andrew Crom's been key at the back there as well. And to be fair, I mean, Nick Draper in goal, while we know how good he is, hasn't been tested. No,
he hasn't been tested at all. The saves he's had to make have been fairly regulation, and Canterbury haven't probably been as dangerous from set pieces as they would like to be, given the number of set pieces that they've had in either corners or good strong attacking positions. I don't think that they've been able to capitalise on them, especially for the big strong players that they have at the back. Stephen Last, Ben Stroud, Tom Schwartz, who are going forward and should be causing a bit more problems for Waitakere than they have.
Here's Grieve again, ever present. Small in stature, but having a big impact on the game. Oh, so clever, isn't it? Just so good to watch.
It's lovely combination play there between Schnell, Connor McLean and Grieve.
Oh, bit of magic as well. Strong defensive tackle, that's what you want. He's stoic.
Really nice passage of play from Waitakere there that started all the way back from Shahib Khan with a really nice early ball into midfield, and then you see that nice combination play, that great movement off the ball, desire to get on the ball from Waitakere in the attacking third.
to the 87th minute. It's a big mountain to climb for Canterbury United, 3-0 down. Oh, so tit for tat. I think Waitakere thought their player higher up the field had been fouled, so they decided they would just reply.
Seen a few of those strong challenges from behind in this game that are kind of on the border of a yellow card, but not quite there. I think that Waitakere have made that balance quite nicely with their aggression.
Oh, dangerous play. That's a free kick to the goalkeeper, Nick Draper. And a little touch of hands between the two players. That was nice. No malice.
Yeah, Garvin Coughlin's only going for the ball there. He's not trying to hit Draper at all, but
No.
he's probably caught him a little bit.
And we know, of course, goalkeepers do need that protection. Quite rightly got the free kick.
Look who's drawing fouls, Sean Littercoat.
He's been an honest toiler today as well, hasn't he? He's picked up some.
He's always in the thick of the action, is Sean Littercoat. He's the busiest man in the ice bath post-game.
He'd stay in quite a long time after today's match, I think. Picked up a few bruises, a few knocks, get a bit of panel beating done. Just not in the right place for Ben Stroud to get anything from it, really, but here comes the counter-attack. Just a little bit out of reach. But by gee, it has the Canterbury United defence backpedalling.
Yep, it's good movement from Grieve, and he'll probably be disappointed in the distribution that's come in there from Jack Duncan.
Oh, good ball. Who's going to win this one? And of course it is just getting the foot in there. There's never any freedom, is there, for the Canterbury United players when they receive the ball. There's always somebody right on them.
No, I think Waitakere have done a good job defensively. They've looked compact. They've been tight to Canterbury, and it's probably shown in the lack of good opportunities that Canterbury have been able to create.
Well, I've come to Christchurch, and we've talked about sometimes how difficult it is to win here. It does, I have to say, is a very, very good victory for Waitakere United.
Yeah, it's probably you talk to coaches and players from around the league, and they all say that Canterbury's one of the toughest places to come. Normally, it's a good strong crowd that are quite aggressive, quite assertive, and very parochial fans down here in Christchurch. The turf obviously makes it a challenge. So Waitakere to be able to get out of here, it's 3-0 at the moment. It'd be a big shock if Canterbury were to come back, but to get out of here at 3-0, they would be very, very excited and very pleased with their start to the season for Canterbury. 3-0 down at home for the first game of the season will be a big disappointment. Third official there has got the sign out, and we've got 4 minutes of extra time.
Oh, wonderful. What a great pass. And can Grieve get the shot on goal? No, he's going to leave it to someone else. Good save. Second one. Oh, and number 4. It looks so easy, doesn't it? In desperation and frustration.
Yeah, you watch that and you think Greaves really let himself down there without wanting to strike that on his left foot. Great opportunity here, and he's cut that back inside. Incredibly unselfish to play the ball back inside. And that's Dane Schnell. Again, it's the third time today where either a block or Danny Knight's made a very good save there, and the ball's fallen right back to the attacker who's had the shot, and he's stayed composed and he's put that away. Very disappointing for Canterbury United.
Disappointing for them, and it has been brilliant play by Waitakere, and reward really for all the work that we've talked about. Alex Grieve and his relentless running and creating, that he has put so much pressure on this Canterbury defence, and his combination work. It doesn't matter who's around him, whether it be the starting lineup players or the new ones that come on. He's continued to showcase his skills, and Paul Hobson said, watch this player. He's going to be someone that you can really, well, was a little bit clumsy. Someone really that is going to go places.
Yeah, I think Grieve and Schnell really deserve on their performances, deserve a goal each and probably a couple of assists each as well. They've performed very well today, and they've been very dangerous combining.
Add Lobo to the mixture.
Yep, absolutely. And again, they're more nice combination play, moving the ball well, combining, breaking through down the left-hand side and winning their team a corner.
A couple of minutes left in the match. 4-0, Waitakere United. Came to play, came to win, and that's what they have done. Early days in the Premiership, but you want to get early points. They still could be in for another one. Oh, a gin shot, was it?
Yeah.
Still the danger is there and apparent for Canterbury United. Not the best of exit balls.
Alex Connor McLean won't want to watch that replay, but I'd love to see it. I think he's done the classic lefty-righty where he's hit it with his left foot, plant foot, and a big swing with his right.
Still attacking, still looking for more. Well, it certainly quietened the rather vocal spectators that we've had to our right for most of the match. Fourth goal just...
Yeah, it took the sting out of them.
Yeah, the gums aren't flapping anymore. Out, still in that pocket, and they cannot get it out of their defence because of the expertise of Waitakere. Who's going to win this little one-on-one battle near the end of the match? They still cannot get it out of their defensive box. As the Waitakere players run onto the ball, claim possession, but this time I think it'll be a goal kick. So at last they can exit it out. And they are playing right to the end, Waitakere.
Yep, it's good. It's been good to see them still attacking, being aggressive. And you look at a couple of those moments there, I think Ben Stroud's been probably one of the few for Canterbury United that's really stuck his hand up and competed and done really well for himself and can hold his head high after that. But that brings us to the end of the match and probably a well-deserved victory for Waitakere. They'll be absolutely thrilled with the start to their season.
Absolutely. 1-0, that goal coming just on half-time by Alex Grieve after a wonderful build-up. And then 3 second-half goals. Gerard Kariga, Gilbert, Alex Connor McLean and Dane Schnell. But really, team performance when you look at the contributions. There's so many standout players for Waitakere. You've mentioned some Canterbury United players, but for me, I think I'll be talking a long time about Alex Grieve, about Nathan Lobo, and particularly the captain, Samuel Burfoot, who orchestrated it for me, set it up, the calm demeanour at the back. But really, it's been very, very efficient, and it has to be for Paul Hobson very satisfying for him.
Yeah, I think he'll be thrilled on the flight home to Auckland today, and I think you've nailed a few there. I think Grieve's been very impressive. Dane Schnell, Burfoot when he was on, and a very even first 30 minutes of the game. After that, Waitakere came to life, and that combination play in the attacking third was able to break Canterbury down and fully deserve their win today.
Yep, too potent, and it is Waitakere who take the win points here at English Park in Christchurch, and they've beaten Canterbury United 4-0.